Good day, my name is Decanewolf and I will be your planetary interaction instructor for the day. Planetary interaction is also commonly known as PI, so I am your PI instructor for the day. Handy, isn't it? We all know PI is in the game, but there are some people who need guidance with this and do not know what to produce and where. One of the major facts on PI is that the more dangerous space it is where the planets are located, the yield these planets provide will be more abundant. To start colonizing a planet, we need a structure called the command center. You have a different type of command center for each of the planets. Let me show you. You have the barren, gas, ice, oceanic, plasma, lava, storm, and temperate command centers. These command centers can be upgraded depending on your command center skill. Let me show you all the books you need to train for PI. Planetary consolidation to increase the amount of planets you can colonize. Command center upgrades to make more building space on planets possible. Planetology to increase scanning accuracy, along with advanced planetology to increase it even more. Remote sensing to increase the distance you can scan planets from. Isn't this exciting? A whole load of new skills for you to dive into and make some ISK along the way. You can colonize planets in many different ways. You can produce the main product directly on the planet, or make use of planets that extract resources first, and then move them to another planet to start processing them. This is called production planets and factory planets working together. If you have at least 15 minutes a day to spend on PI, I suggest going for the second way. This makes more money overall. Here is a picture of a production planet's layout. We use one extractor, 9 basic industry facilities, and one launch pad. I will show you how to set this up later in the video. Here is a picture of a factory planet's layout. We use 21 advanced industry facilities and 3 launch pads. Depending on your command center upgrade skills, you can build more. I have it on level 4, so this is what I could do. You can copy these layouts and spread them around your planets. Typically, if you have just a one account, I would suggest building 2 production planets for 1 factory planet. And then do this twice, making a total of 4 production planets and 2 factory planets. Every product from a planet is categorized in different tiers. The resource extracted is a P0 product. Once processed, it is a P1 product. If you combine 2 different P1 products, you can create a P2 product, and so on until a P4 product is made. You can choose to just produce a load of any of these products and sell them separately. An example of this is the following. Base metals, which is a P0 product, changes into reactive metals, which is a P1 product. Noble metals, which are P0 products, change into precious metals, which are P1 products. When we combine both the reactive metals and the precious metals, we create mechanical parts. Those are P2 products. This we will sell on the market or use it to produce even better products. Now, this video is focused on making P1 products on the production planets and P2 products on the factory planets. Then we sell the P2 products on the market in any of the trading hubs. Let us focus on one of the production planets. I chose a gas planet to make this happen. I placed my command center already, and I upgraded up to level 5 actually. So we want to see if we can find some base metals on this planet. In order to do this, we have this maximum visible resource limit. We're going to put it on the maximum. Click on base metals, which is what we need. Now remember what I said, base metals are a P0 product. Here we can see some sort of band around the gas planet containing these base metals. Now I can't see very large pockets unless this one, for example. But we have scanning skills, so we have to increase the density of these resources. We do this by dragging this down. We do this until we see some white spots. There's some white spot here. And that is about it. So this means that this particular location has an abundance of base metals. We will want to extract these base metals by building an extractor type. The gas extractor control unit. We'll place this down and we will place it so that we have the most amount of base metals around its circle. So what I'm gonna do is place it down around here. Going to zoom in a little bit. After this, we need a spaceport in order to launch our resources from the planet to the space, so we can actually pick them up. I'm gonna place this as close as I can to the extractor. We also need processors to process the P0 product into a P1 product. We will need gas basic industry facilities. I will place 3 on each side, as close as I can to each other. And then on the left side too. Okay, and then 3 on the top. If you have a higher command center skill, you can choose to build more. Keep in mind that you always have to make sure you produce enough in order to get them to produce enough as well. Now that is done, I will have to link these structures between each other. You can always link any structure to any other structure in its neighborhood. So I will create links between all these buildings. And the last one. And I will click submit. We now have a whole bunch of stuff built on this planet. In order to make everything happen, we need to set schematics. We do this on the basic facilities by going to the first tab, schematics. We want to produce reactive metals. I double click reactive metals. I double click reactive metals again. And then I double click on the launch pad. There we go. And now the resource that it outputs will go directly into the launch pad. I will do this for all the other basic facilities. You can also choose to click on it, install, click on this, create route, click on the basic, not the basic, click on the launch pad and then create route. That's the same principle. So I will skip ahead, make sure that all the schematics are correct, and I will see you in a bit. Okay, so I've just finished setting up the schematics for all these basic industry facilities. Next we want to do is give the extractor a sort of plan, so the extractor knows what to do. We click on the extractor, go to survey for deposits, click on base metals. When that is done, we want to set the extraction area size to 1 day. And put all of the extractor heads on active. Then we want to move them to the location where the deposit is. Make sure you don't overlap your extractor heads. If they do, they will produce less. Make sure they are kind of separated from each other. And there we go. We are creating 1.480 million base metals every day. Now we are gonna have to make some calculations. So we have 9 basic industry facilities. 9 basic industry facilities means we have to do a calculation. We can do this by going to accessories and then calculator. We know that each basic facility requires 3000 base metals to produce 20 of the reactive metals. So we have to type in 3000 times 9 equals 27,000. So we need to make sure that all these facilities get 27,000 every 15 minutes. This means that we have to multiply it by 2. So we need 54,000 every hour to make sure that all the basic facilities get the resources. Since we only need 54,000 and we are producing 61,000, we have to decrease our production. We can do this by making a more accurate calculation by multiplying 54,000 by 24 hours. So we need to produce 1.296,000 units every day. Right now, we build close to 1.500,000. So we have to decrease this to 1.3 million thousand. We can do this by getting rid of one of these extractor heads and then move the other ones a bit closer together so we can actually create 1.3 million thousand. And that's the one. 1,324,841 units a day. You have to make this calculation for each planet you set up. Every production planet requires its amounts. Most of the time you will be copying this layout for the other planets and doing the same thing. Once that is done, you install the program and you click on submit. Between the extractor and the launch pad, we have a link. Click on this link. Right now, the capacity is 1,250 cubic meters every hour. We have to increase this so we can produce or so we can transport more of this extractor to the launch pad. Otherwise, resources are too abundant that the link cannot handle this amount. When that's done, you click on the extractor again and you go to products. Click on this product, create route, and then click on the launch pad. And then submit. So right now we are moving all of the resources that get extracted from this planet all the way to the launch pad. We click on the launch pad and we go to routes. Here we can see the route, which is base metals. Now we have to divide these base metals along the basic industry facilities. We can do this by creating a route to a basic facility and do this all over again and again for all the rest of them. And then submit. So right now our planet is ready to go. That's all you need to do for a production planet. Now we will focus on the factory planet. On this factory planet we will be combining two different P1 products to create one P2 product. This means that we will have to need storage and facilities to create those P2 products and store them. We will start with the storing. What we need is 3 launch pads. We will place those launch pads in some sort of triangle. We'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. After that, we need about 18 advanced industry facilities. I will do this by creating 3 pockets of 4 to start with, to create 12 in total, and then adding 2 on each side to make 18. Make sure that you place all of these buildings as close to each other as you can to save up on CPU and power grid. You have to make sure that you minimize the distances of the links between all these buildings. There we go, that's 12, and then we add 2 more on each of those pockets. Now, the higher your command center upgrade skill is, the more you can build. If you put it on level 5, you should be able to build about 24 buildings in total, meaning 20 advanced industry facilities. There we go. We have them all finished now. Now we have to create links between those buildings. Now try to make sure that you don't link the same building to another building twice. Now most people would create 2 links here, one here and one there. That is unnecessary. You increase the CPU and power grid you use on your planet, which is not good. All the resources will go through every building and eventually get into the designated launchpad. And there we go. They're all now linked together. After that, we submit. There we go. Now this is one of the things that explain why I built this like this. You need 3 launch pads. You need 1 launch pad for the final product, which is a P2. And then you need 1 launch pad for every P1 product. Precious metals go in here. Reactive metals go in here. These 2 get combined in all these factories and sent to this launch pad. And then when you just come by, you can just click on this and then drag it over into your cargo. We have to make sure that the plan is set, or the schematics is set on the advanced industry facilities. In this case, we will be setting it to mechanical parts. I will double click on the mechanical parts, double click it again, and click on the last launch pad, the one in the top of the triangle. And I will do this over and over again until all of these advanced industry facilities are finished with their schematics. So I will do this and I will come back when it is done. And then you click submit. Okay, so now the factory planet is completely finished. Now in order to create these mechanical parts, you have to make sure that you transfer precious metals and reactive metals into one of those launch pads underneath the top one And then you have to route those P1 products individually to every advanced facility. Whenever that is done, your planet will remember this, and the next time you come over to this planet, it will know where to send those products. It's just the first time that it is annoying. There we go, that's all I have to tell you. If you need to transport these products, try to use some industry ships. For example, you can use the Epithol, which has a bonus to PI products cargo space. If not, you can use just a normal industry ship or maybe one of the deep space transporters and transport the products anyway. Now, every day you have to come by these planets and transport the resources between them. If you leave this for a day, you might get behind on schedule and produce maybe less, or maybe you miss out on a couple days and then you have a bunch load of stuff that is just bunched up in your launch pad and you just don't know what to do with it. Also, your launch pads have a minimum or a maximum capacity of 10,000 cubic meters. If it is filled, they will stop producing and they will stop storing. That's all I have to tell you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Of course, it is kind of boring from time to time, but you know, I can't help that. It's just the PI stuff. PI can be boring. Alright, so guys, I will see you maybe in the next video, maybe somewhere else. I wish you a very nice day. Goodbye.